Recording in progress. Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Good morning, honorable members. Signal Tando, are we making a quorum? I'm in between receptions, so I've driven to this place. The reception feels so good, so I'm connected in my car. Are we forming a quorum for the meeting, Noltando? Let me check who's in the meeting and who's not.
Yes, Chair. There are 7 members in the meeting currently.
Yeah. Good morning, honorable members, and let's say this is our first meeting of the committee. If I'm not making a mistake, I've had so many meetings. We are gathered here today to discuss a proposal because we have there've been requests from different provinces. The Eastern Cape made a request, the Western Cape, and because there was still time, we approved. We extended it by a week, but now this time there's a request from the Western Cape that proposes that we take this bill until up to the end of April. So the first one that was made, the extension was for a week. So I'm suggesting that let me just look at what we're going to, what my suggestions are so that we don't take long in this meeting. That we finish that the final mandates and finalization of the Bella bill should be on the 17th of April. On the 17th of April. And that the 6th to the 7th of March be the oral submission. No, let me start it from here. The 29th of February, that is this month, becomes deadline for provinces to conclude their public hearings. And then the 6th to the 7th of March, oral submissions, that will take 2 weeks. And then the 13th March, that's when the select committee consideration and deliberations on the written submission received on the Bella bill. That is when the select committee will engage with the deliberations. And then the 20th of March, we reserved for responses by the Department of Basic Education to receive to submissions received on the Bella bill, be dealt with on the 20th of March. Then the 27th of March should be for negotiating mandates on the bill. And then the 17th, like I said, becomes the final mandates and finalization of the bill. Presently, from what in my meeting of the 2nd of February, when I met with the secretary, just to check what the progress is, we'll be having 26 organizations who will be doing it, oral submissions to the 26, and then there's another 3 individuals who will be making oral presentations respond to the submissions in the bill. So I'm suggesting that we extend this hearing for a week. 27 February, deadline for provinces to conclude their public hearings. And then the 17th April, before it becomes the final mandate and finalization of the bill. I called you so that we can engage this thing and check if members agree with this extension. The Western Cape wanted more than a month, that is nearly 2 months extension. And I thought, no, it's going to throw us out because we don't even know when the elections are going to happen. So for us to be on the safe side, And at the same time, when we do this and ensuring that public participation does not suffer.
Chairperson, my hand is up. It's Honorable Christian speaking.
Yeah, that we check if the okay, let me take comment. Let me open for you. I dropped my phone, so Honorable Dalmain Christians. This phone is
Thank you very
missing.
much. Can I continue, Chairperson?
You may continue. Good morning, members.
All right. Okay, thank you. Chairperson, so I hear what you were saying about the extension for the Western Cape by only a week. However, Chairperson, I had listened to the recording of the Western Cape when they had their provincial discussion on the billable. And the entire meeting was unanimous that they had needed more time because altogether they are going to have to do 12 public hearings in the Western Cape. And 1 week would certainly not be sufficient for them to plan that. That is the one concern about the Western Cape. Additionally, Chairperson, the entire committee in the Western Cape was in agreement to the month extension. So I think they can all foresee the problems relating to the exact time frame of getting these public hearings done. I think we must also be careful to give public participation enough time to get through that, Chairperson, because it would be unfair to the public if they don't all get sufficient time to actually acknowledge the bill, speak on it, and raise their concerns. Additionally, Chairperson, what is of grave concern to me is when I had asked for the dates of the public hearings of all the other provinces, there are 3 provinces that dates are currently outstanding, which means that if they had not submitted, it means they have not planned their dates. And one of those provinces, Chairperson, is the Northern Cape. Now, I think that you are aware of the landscape of the Northern Cape, the vastness, and planning is especially an issue for them, the distances they need to travel. So a week extension for the Northern Cape and the Western Cape at this time seems unreasonable. And I do think that we should reconsider and give them the month extension so that we can do due diligence to the bill, Chairperson. Thank you very much, Chairperson. I'll come in again should it be necessary.
Yeah, the Honorable Ndongeni, your hand is up.
Thank you, Chair.
Can I just say correct this? It is actually 2 weeks, not 1 week. Sorry, I made a mistake. Yeah, it is 2 weeks, not 1 week. All right.
Morning, Chair.
Yeah, good
Morning,
morning,
members.
Yeah.
Morning, members. Members, I'm not quite sure Honorable Christian is talking about the month for the Western Cape because this bill is not introduced today. It was last year, November, if I'm not mistaken. And we close. We know that we're supposed to, every provinces must go to the hearings. So I'm not quite sure about the Western Cape who's looking for a month or 2 months. No, I'm totally agree on that. I'm not agree on that one or on that Western Cape. At least these 2 weeks, we must go about these 2 weeks, and then we're going to see if I have the if, because we are not quite sure. We can't say this is the month. It means when it is the month, we're going to say no, 2 months after a month. We're going to say, no, 3 months. So at least, Chair, can we please, we must stick on that 2 weeks. Please, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ndongeni. It's Honorable Nkosi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Greetings to yourself and the members of the Select Committee and the support staff. Compliments for the new year. Indeed, we are meeting for the first time, Chair, this year. Chairperson, thank you for the presentation that you have made to us as the committee, so that we are clued up as to what is happening, and that you have met with your staff and check the state of the Bella Bill where it is now. Chair, I think I would want to align myself with the latter speaker, Honorable Ndongeni, when she said, let us maybe support the proposal that we are making to this committee, Chair. Because really, I must indicate that seated where I am, I know for the fact that the bill was not presented. It is not presented, in fact, today. Today, we are just talking about the progress. The bill was presented last year, and it was upon ourselves, all of us seated here and with the legislatures, that the process is taken forward. I don't think that we will be able to extend more than the 2 weeks that we are indicating here, because indeed, we are correct when we are saying our term of office is ending this year, and we don't know when are the elections, and ours is to make sure that before we end the term of ours this year, we must make sure that the bill is passed, because the bill was presented to us in time. I fully agree with my latter speaker, my colleague Ndongeni, that let us support your proposal for the 2 weeks and request those that are left behind to speed up the process, because this process is not starting today. Thank you very much, Chair. I submit.
Hello, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Nkosi. Honorable Njadu, your hands up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Apology, I used my device here. Chair, thank you very much. Good morning to all the members. Chairperson, in support of the two latter speakers, this matter must be treated as holistic. Holistic, that all provinces was given the same time since last year. So the framework is compliance for all provinces, so that we don't have separate issues of separate matters of provinces, so that provinces work within the framework that the committee is working. So I in terms of the supporting the proposal, is to say that we started last year. All provinces started at the same time. It's not that we start now in January, February. We already started this process last year. So I support that, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Njadu. Honorable Christians, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I just want to mention that I just want to bring the misconception that we have around this meeting. This meeting was called specifically to address the time frame of the public hearings. So I think it's only right and fair that we go back and have a look at it. Now, I want to reiterate, Chairperson, that there are 3 provinces. All 3 of them, mind you, that are somewhat delayed in their process. 2 provinces who are quite problematic in their structure, and that is the Northern Cape and the Eastern Cape. And, you know, if we had the dates of all the other provinces, it would have been a totally different ball game, basically, Chairperson. And I understand that the process started last year. But if you go back, Chairperson, to the Western Cape's meeting on the billable, you will see that one of the concerns that were raised during that meeting was that when the department presented to them, the department did not go through the bill clause by clause. And in fact, the entire committee was very unhappy that they had not gone through the billable clause by clause. In fact, they had gone back now and asked the department to come back to the committee and do the presentation correctly, as it was done with us in our committee, Chairperson. So that is one of the main concerns here. But Chairperson, the other concern of mine is that we cannot base the validity and the success of this bill on the ending of a term. We cannot rush this bill simply because our term is coming to an end. I think that we would be doing a disservice to the Department of Education, we would be doing a disservice to our public, and we would be doing a disservice to the schools in our country, Chairperson. So this bill and any other bill that we deal with in Parliament has to be done in depth, and until provinces especially are satisfied with the outcome of especially the presentation that has been given to them. So again, Chairperson, 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks, I don't think is sufficient for the Western Cape and the Northern Cape to do justice to this bill. Remember, again, I would like to reiterate, there are 12 public hearings that the Western Cape has to do. And at the end of the day, we have to do justice to this bill and give our public a fair chance to come and present their problems, their concerns, or for that matter, the positive about the bill. So, thank you very much, Chairperson.
Honorable Christians, this bill is a South African bill. It's not a Western Cape bill. So what I want to say is that we look at the provinces, the whole of South Africa, and we say this is the time from November.
My hand
to
is
this.
up, Chair. Okay.
And those who are having challenges were given, you raised your issues. One week was given because we value public participation. We cannot say you did not do your work on time, but because you are a province and you've got other priorities, and this even the provincial bills, it's actually a lot for the Western Cape, I'll say. But we are dealing with this. We cannot make this. We cannot hold this thing because the Western Cape did not go on public participation when everybody was going on that at that time in November. And an extension was made to ensure that at least those who are behind will do that. And if, for instance, provinces, because if the province wants to participate, they'll participate. If they don't, I mean, it's I don't know how to deal with this one. Am I still audible? Hello?
Yes, Chairperson, you
Yes,
are
Chair,
audible.
you are audible.
Yes, Chair.
Yeah.
Tube's hand was up.
I'm just saying that this is a South African bill. It's not a provincial bill, and no one has said that it's a provincial bill. But not a province cannot hold the whole of South Africa and in ransom or no. We don't have time. We have our other priorities, and then this in November was not our priority. We'll only make it a priority after 2 months. I don't think it's it doesn't sound okay to me, but. Honorable Nzube.
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. Am I audible, Chair?
Oh, yes, you are.
Yes, no, thanks, Chair. Let me greet members and say that compliments of the new year and good luck for the elections that are coming this year. I think, Chair, you have covered me to say that the bill is not a provincial bill, it's a national one. And I think last time when you convened and said the committee would have considered all the times and everything in terms of our public participation and all. I think that's why we've allocated the time that we have allocated, Chair. And I think in this request or in this request of the Western Cape for the public participation, Chair, and I think the reasons, Chair, are really valid. The reasons are really valid, Chair, but 2 weeks will be sufficient, Chair, not more than that, like you have indicated, Chairperson. I think 2 weeks will be very sufficient for us to conclude the entire process and see for us as the committee that the bill is we're done with it. So I don't think, Chair, the month will be sufficient. So for the fact that there's an extension of 2 weeks, it shows that at least the committees it's really considering of the request. So I'd also like to align myself with the 2 weeks extension of the public participation, considering that we started last year. Secondly, Chair, in my conclusion, is that there is a growing tendency from the Western Cape, Chair, that every time when we should be concluding the bills, they are rush to request for extension. It happened, I think, with I don't quite recall which bill was it. It happened, I think, last year. Even now, it's the same. I think it was the NHI, Chair, yes. Even now, is the same case. I think it's just a delay in tactics, Chair, to make sure that the committee is not fulfilling its mandate. Like you had indicated, Chair, we can't extend by a month. We do not know when is the date of elections. We can't take any chance, Chair. So I'd like to align myself with the 2 weeks, Chair, and we must never ever treat the Western Cape or any other province with kids' gloves, thinking that we treat them special on the basis of this and that, Chairperson. So I just want to say, Chair, in conclusion, 2 weeks is enough. The committee, I'm also urging the committee that we must not go beyond 2 weeks so that we are able to conclude this bill within the stipulated time. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, no, sure. Thanks.
My hand is up, Chair. It's Baha.
Oh yeah, Honorable Baha. And then
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. Compliments of the new year to everybody. Hopefully, we will be as productive as we've been in the past few years. Chair, mine is more to say that I guess we are basing our arguments on the coming national elections. And as yet, we don't have a date for such. And so mine would be, Chairperson, to say that probably if we look at the program that the province has based on the request for extension, that would give us a sense of whether it's a valid program or not. Because mine is to say that I think it's best to know what the extension is asked for and look at the validity thereof and see whether if we say the extension is 2 weeks, will it be able to cover what the province is requesting before we get to say that we can't move. It must be 2 weeks and nothing beyond 2 weeks because of the coming elections. We don't have a date of elections as yet. We are all anticipating when the elections would be. So I'm saying, Chairperson, probably it's best to look at what is entailed in the program of the province and look at the validity thereof, and then make our decision based on that. Whether 2 weeks will be able to cover that, that's something else, because 2 weeks might not be sufficient, and hence they have asked for more time. So I'm saying, Chairperson, concretely, that probably our proposal for extension, or the proposal that is brought to us for extension, is it valid in terms of what the province is going to do? Can they do that for less than 2 weeks? And if we feel that 2 weeks will not be enough, and extend it by another 2 weeks, for an example, to say that a month will be sufficient. They must find a way to cover it within that period. But because also we must base it on the vastness of the province, because the province is big and it's scattered, and therefore to get to each of the public hearings, which we would want them to, because we would want to get everybody's opinion on what their views are in terms of the bill before we get to say that it's 2 weeks and nothing more. What is it that they are going to be able to do within that 2 weeks? Is it sufficient for us to give? What is it that we can do to accommodate them? So for me, Chair, that's the kind of appeal that I want to make, that we consider looking at the actual program, whether the time that is allocated or extended to, will it be sufficient or not, and then base our decision on that reasoning. Thank you, Chairperson.
Chairperson.
Honorable Zanjadu, yeah.
My hand is up as well, Chair.
Sorry, I recognized the Honorable Mkosi. Honorable Mkosi.
Yes.
No, Chairperson, thank you very much once more. Chair, I think we need to register this. It's not right, really. Honorable Nsube is quite correct. It becomes a tendency for the Western Cape that all the time they would want to delay our program. I really don't understand, Chair, because when you speak of the vastness of the province, our provinces as well are too vast, but we are trying our level best. I don't think that we can say because of the vastness, therefore we must look at the issue of the extension. Even our provinces are too vast, Jay, but we are trying our level best in our provinces to make sure that we attend these public hearings as expected. I don't think that it's going to be correct that we say due to the vastness, Chair. And remember, Chair, even though we cannot base our argument on the end of our term, but this work is started by us, and it will be much better before we leave this parliament of this term. We conclude what was started by us. I think, Chair, I still maintain that let us stick to the 2 weeks. And Chair, and I'm still appealing to all of our members, including myself, that we must really, after we have got the presentation from the departments, let's take these processes upon ourselves to make sure that we do the briefings in time, we do everything that is expected in time, and avoid these delays. Because when you look at the month that is requesting by the Western Cape, a month is too much, Chair. We must say it. A month is too much, and I still maintain that I support the 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
I must also say, honorable members, that we have complied, I think so, with all the processes of dealing with legislations, the 6-week cycle, and all. And we have given one extension for a week on request from provinces. And that information was communicated to everybody, including the Western Cape. And we are further now, after even listening to them again, it's to give them 2 weeks extension. We cannot be dealing with the Western Cape as if it's not part of South Africa. this affects all provinces. There is no province that is given what do they call it, preferential treatment. We are not giving anyone, and there's no province that is getting that.
Thank you,
But I
Chair.
think it is that
Chair.
yes.
Yeah, just a last bite, Chair.
No, I want. Okay, I can still talk after you. No, sure.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Thanks for giving me before you talk. Chair, I think we must be realistic. We cannot deal with a bill which supposed to be handled by this committee in terms of compliance. We cannot have an open agenda to say, okay, let's give them 2 weeks, let's give them, we'll see what happened after. There was never a program of a committee which was such, which is an open program. We have a program with specific dates, and those dates are within the compliance of the legislature, how this committee must deal with bills. So it's not a matter of here accommodating, not accommodating. We are accommodating now all the 9 provinces. So it's not that we receive the requests from some provinces, but we are dealing holistic with all provinces to say we give all provinces 2 weeks within the compliance of the law. So we are not outside the law here. We are within our compliance as the committee. And all of us here, we are members of committees and we are coming from provinces. So we cannot politicize this. So I'm just trying to, so that we don't, as members of this committee, associate ourselves with certain provinces because of political alignment. So we must deal with this matter as per law, compliance, and what we must do as members on this on this committee. So, Chair, I think this matter has been exhausted in terms of discussing. So I fully support the proposal of the 2 weeks, and I think it's being motivated. Thank you, Chair.
When you interrupted, when you talked, when I was still talking, that we have to conclude this thing by the date that I've just suggested. That's why I'm saying this thing to you, that by the 17th of April, we should have, it will be final mandate for the Bella Bill. They'll give us mandate not to vote in support, and or to vote in support. So we don't know what the results are going to be. Now, all of us were given enough equal time from November, and there was an extension in January for a week, and the Western Cape decided not to do anything because they were having other things that they were doing that were their priority. You know, it cannot be only a problem that affects the Western Cape alone, because if other provinces have problems, they will have talk to us, and when provinces make appeals or for extension, they don't discuss it among themselves only. They talk to us. So the Northern Cape, I don't know who when you say the Northern Cape has problems, if they have problems, they'll have to talk to us, you know. And so, members, I think this matter sounds exhausted to me. And from the discussions and the inputs, I don't hear any valid reasons, for instance, to extend this for more than a month. It's ridiculous for me. It sounds very ridiculous. Maybe ridiculous is too harsh a term, but I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense to me. This is 3 weeks of extension on the bill, you know. And the legal person, the legal advisor is in a meeting. Maybe let's hear from Parliament legal, what their opinion is. Of course, the decision on extension and all, it lies with us, not with the legal team. Unless if in our deliberations or the extensions, we're going to end up with going forward in terms of process of parliament. May I give a chance to the legal person just to say it? Is our discussion in order? Yeah. Who is in from the legal division, legal department?
Greetings, Chairperson. I just tried to put on my video, but I don't know. There are probably some technical issues. I'm in the office in Parliament. My name is Phumelele Ngema. I'm a parliamentary legal advisor assigned to assist this committee, Chairperson. Thank you for the opportunity and greetings to all the members and everyone in the platform. Chairperson, I've followed through the deliberations and also had seen the requests, some of the various requests that have been coming through in request of the extension, starting as way back as sometime in December when the matter was already referred. Just quickly, Chairperson, I think what I want to point out in light of the framework, in terms of NCOP Rule 176, the rule is stating thus: opportunity for public input. When a bill has been referred to a committee, the committee may arrange its own business in a manner that allows the facilitation of public involvement in the process. Basically, what this rule does is to supersede the previous draft that was standing to bring about the 6-week cycle in dealing with the processes of the NCOP when passing legislation. So I believe, Chairperson, from what has transpired and the timeframes that have been given out and the extensions, in understanding all the justifications and reasons that were brought forward by various parties, including the request from the Western Cape provinces, there has been consideration of all those reasons, like the holiday time, the opening of the schools. So in order to enable the process and understanding that this is an education sector bill which affects the schools and therefore their inputs in all their structures and partnerships would be necessary, I am of the view that the time that has been given out was reasonable and justifiable under the circumstances. And also, Chairperson, considering that there is still another 2 weeks extension, which enables the provincial processes to take place in line with the oral submissions that the committee is indicating it's going to take from the public at large. So it's not basically only that the committee is indicating now that it will only be waiting for negotiating mandates from the provinces, which I believe is what is expected in light of the 2 weeks that is given to extend the time that was given from November last year. So basically, Chairperson, from my understanding, it's an ongoing process to make sure that all the information and the views of the people at large is collated either from a provincial perspective or from a general perspective that will be trying to influence the select committee so that when it deliberates on the bill, it is given sufficient information to understand and balance the scales. So, Chairperson, I think from what you have set out, perhaps maybe for members to then clearly understand if the support structure is ready, just to set out again and maybe put it up, the dates and the way that is suggested. It could be possible that maybe we are misunderstanding the process as it stands. But from what I'm understanding is that the process of the provinces and providing the negotiating mandates, which will have information that has influenced their position with the mandate, will still be given chance until the 2 weeks that is proposed. So that means that the time is not cut off and they are not shut out from the door of doing what is expected, Chairperson. I hope I'm trying to make sense in that light, but maybe if we flight up the timeframes as the Chairperson was pointing out, and as another member pointed out, that perhaps we need to be doing a congruent check between what the Western Cape is setting out as their proposal for the program and the time that the committee is suggesting now. It should be the time that all the work is done within that time frame. It's a span of already 2 months if we move from now, which is almost second week of Feb, March and April, because the chairperson has pointed that the final mandate should be in by 17 April. So that already does, in a way, give a space that allows the work that was started from last year to continue and at some point be finalized. Because in all probability and justification, the process cannot go on forever, even if there's going to be a change between the 6th Parliament and the 7th Parliament. The work of the Parliament must still proceed within the timeframes that they are given and within the scope that they are validly in place as the 6th Parliament chairperson. I thank you.
So we will not be breaking any law, and that in terms of public participation, really we have tried our best. You remember we had a bill that we passed, the NHI bill. We did not have oral presentations. And this time we went out of our way to allow, to give room for oral presentations. 26 organizations want to do that, and it did not happen in the last bill. So we're actually going out of our way, to ensure that there is public participation by all means necessary, even if it means, extending those days like we did. And then now this 2 weeks, I don't think taking it more than that will be really seriously ridiculous. And there's an English word, I don't know whether it's parliamentary, it's called filibustering. But I don't even know what it means properly. Let me not use it. But suffice to say that we should not be seen to be delaying this bill, delaying its finality. Those who don't want this bill wants to be able to be given a chance to say we don't want this bill, we don't support it, and then those who want it also have to be given that chance. So we can only talk about the results after the matter is settled. So, honorable members, that is and we have all heard the legal, our lawyer, the legal team's input. We are not in any breach of the law, or even of any form of the principles of public participation. It cannot go on forever. All good things come to an end, and the end for this bill, it's getting closer for us. So, honorable members, there's a proposal that I don't know if there are other hands. I'll go to give Christians and Honorable Nzube. Honorable Christians, before I...
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, my request is just to flight the dates that you have specified so that we can take note of it, if possible, or else if you can just read it out to us again, please.
Does anyone in the support team have that thing that I sent? Can we fly to that group?
Chairperson?
Yes, Honorable. I'm trying to get my screen back. So.
Chairperson, can I make a...
No, just wait a bit. I'm trying to get my screen back so that I know who am I.
Yes, Chair, because our hands are up.
No, honorable Christians, yes. Let me check with
I want to help out chairperson with the proposal of Honorable Christians.
Can we get somebody flight that information about the dates?
Oh, Chairperson.
Mr. Mtombeni, did you have it? If not so, as they're still dealing with it, but I think what we could do is to send this information to members after the meeting.
That is what I want to propose, Chair.
We could also do that.
We wanted to request the chair.
You wanted to request that we send this information to members?
Yes, Chair, because they are
Yes,
still looking. Please.
Can I maybe yes, my papers are all over. I'm driving. Can somebody no, Tando is not in the meeting so that we get this thing put on the screen. Yeah, there it is here. Now I can see the screen now. It starts like 29 February, deadline for provinces to conclude their public hearings. That will be the 29th of February. And then the 6th to 7th of March is the oral submissions. That's going to take over 2 days because we intend giving 30 minutes to all presenters. Each one will be given that time. The 13th March is the Select Committee consideration and deliberations on the written submissions. And then the 20th of March is responses by the department on the submissions. That will be the 20th. And then 27th March is negotiating mandates. And then the 29th, the 17th of April is final mandates and finalization of the bill. That is the proposal as seconded. Now that we have seen this thing on members, the way forward is okay. Is there any other hand?
No, we are covered, Chair. We just wanted to make sure that when you close this meeting, Chair, you would have made the declaration that on the 17th of April 2024, the final mandate will be considered. So we are on the same page, Chair. Thanks.
No, thanks, Honorable Tube. Yeah. Honorable members, it is in that spirit that we say that we'll give the extension for 2 weeks. And yeah. And if there's no any other issue that members want to raise, is there any other issue that members want to raise?
No, Chair.
No, Chair, we are fine.
Yeah. In the absence of any comment or further input on the matter as it was put on the screen for members to see, then I'll declare this meeting closed with the resolution that the extension, the request of the Western Cape, it's granted, but it will be only for 2 weeks rather than the month that they wanted. And that this extension is not only to the Western Cape. Other provinces also, if they want to continue with their public hearings, their public submissions, they can do that. So this matter is closed on those agreement, the understanding and agreement that the extension is for 2 weeks, and that the matter will be we'll debate this matter during that day, those days that were set. 17th April will be the end of the of our program on this matter, on this bill, after it has gone through the House. Thank you very much. And this meeting is closed. And my honorable member, sorry, we are switching to a meeting of health now. We are switching to a meeting of health.
Yes, Chair.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very
Thank you, Chair.
Sure.
Recording stopped.
Hey, one more.